Denny Hamlin joins us now. And unless you know, Denny, do you know the answer to that question?
This is an active quarterback, is that what you're saying?
Yes, he has.
And it played in November 14th, so that cuts out about half the field right there.
It's not Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, no, it's definitely not him. Definitely not Tom Brady, for sure. And so to this date, he still does not have a completed pass?
Incompletion. Most consecutive passes without an incompletion.
Golly.
Hasn't thrown an incompletion since November of
I'm going to
2014.
say Brandon Weeden.
Bam! Bam! That's 12 consecutive passes without an incompletion for Brandon Weeden. That's quite a streak there, Denny.
That's pretty good. like they show in that commercial, the backups just get a chance. Maybe they could shine.
He's Denny Hamlin, driver of the number 11 FedEx Toyota, winner yesterday. Now you have a torn ACL?
I do.
Okay. How did you tear that? Basketball?
Basketball. I was on the same exact point of the court that I tore my other ACL 5 years ago.
How about we retire from basketball, Denny?
Well, then I'd be about 250 pounds. So, asking me to, put on my running shoes and, go for a jog, you can forget it. But, have me chasing a ball around a court for 2 hours, I'm game.
How does it affect your driving?
Driving, it doesn't affect it that much. This is on my gas pedal leg, so it's not as bad as what it was in 2010 when it was on the brake side. Because on the brake side, we're applying, sometimes at these racetracks, 700, 800 pounds of pressure on the brake pedal. So at least with the gas, all we did was just lighten the springs up a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to push down. And it's pretty stable inside the car anyway. There's not a whole lot of side-to-side movement.
Did you know that there was a little dust-up with Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick after the race? There were words exchanged and almost go time?
I didn't notice until I came into the media center to do the post-race media, and then I saw the cameras pan to them. And what I immediately was thinking, just like one of my other competitors brought up today, is wow, our motorhome lot's not as private as what we thought it was. So we better watch out.
Oh, you mean the surveillance cameras that are there?
Yeah. So evidently that was one of the cameras on top of the roof of the track, and how they managed to just follow Jimmy all the way to Kevin's motorhome, that was pretty impressive.
All right, I want you to play boxing analyst. Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick. Who you got? Well,
I would have Kevin. I'm with Jimmy on this incident, but I'm with Kevin if you're going to have to box. I think he's probably more experienced, but kudos to Jimmy for kind of being the better man there and just kind of walking away.
How tough is that, though? And how long have you had something kind of boil up inside that you're so angry during a race, and you can't drive angry, but you got it there, and you got to wait till the race ends to confront somebody?
Yeah, well, he wasn't confronting Jimmy. Jimmy came to his motorhome to talk to him about it. So that's what usually things like this, what happens is Kevin goes in there, he gets his car, half-ass fixed, and then he goes out there and he tries to wreck Jimmy. That's how it's gone the last few years. But it didn't happen. I appreciate that part of what Kevin did. He kept it professional on the racetrack. So, it's just part of it. It depends on what side you're on as to what side, who's wrong, who's right. But they're both arguing for space on the racetrack. In my opinion, Kevin didn't leave Jimmy any room to come back on the racetrack, and Kevin had a lot of room on the outside of him to move up to give him a space, but he didn't feel like he needed to, and it came out bad, but it's just part of it. That's hard racing, in my opinion. It's hard to place blame it on anyone.
Who's got the most elaborate RV of all the drivers?
Elaborate RV, they're all so close, and they're all so freaking overpriced, it's crazy. So I don't know.
Who's got the coolest thing in their RV?
I mean, I got some pretty cool stuff, but I don't know. I got like a little mini waterfall in mine. I got some really cool LED lights and stuff. So
you got a waterfall?
Yeah, I will say this, that I definitely have the best sound system for sure.
How much do you think it cost?
I know what it costs. It costs about $2.2 million. I can tell you that.
But the RV did.
Yes.
Okay. So the sound system.
Yeah. Well, at that price, I think they tell you can get just about anything you want, which I would hope so.
But I would think the single guys probably have cooler RVs than the guys who are married.
Well, that breed is dying off slowly. I can tell you that for sure. So
Tony Stewart's holding out.
Tony is holding strong. He's holding it down for everyone for sure.
So everybody lives vicariously through Tony Stewart now?
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a rough year for Tony on the racetrack, but I think golf is doing all right.
Have you ever pulled in and parked your RV next to a driver you didn't like?
Not really, because, I mean, we park in the same spot at every racetrack.
Oh, okay.
So we typically know who we're going to be. Now, we're not beside the same person each week, but our motorhome drivers, they all, I mean, that's like a group in themselves. But, they park us in the same spot. And, I mean, we usually know who we're around, but I'm usually somewhere, near Danica or Ricky or Matt Kenseth or those guys.
Whose refrigerator's always stocked?
Danica's for sure. She's a great chef. So I actually got on her a little bit about, look, I'm from Virginia. Her boyfriend's from Mississippi, and she took us to a 23-course meal with wine pairing on Thursday night. And I'm like, hey, we got to be on the track on Friday, so I'm not sure this is a great idea. So
maybe there's a reason why she did that, Denny.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I said to her. I was like, well, how's this going to work? And she's like, just have a sip of a few and you're fine. And, I can't handle that foo-foo food anyway. So, I mean, I literally left there starving and was looking for a Denny somewhere.
The chase continues, the Sylvania 300 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. That'll be Sunday on NBCSN. Congrats on the win, man, and good to talk to you.
Yeah, it was a great win for our FedEx Ground team for sure. I mean, it's to win the first race of the chase. A third of our objective is done. We've got past the first round. We've got a couple more rounds to go.
Thank you, Denny. Good to talk to you again.
All right, Dan. We'll see you, man.
All right, Denny Hamlin, driver of the number 11 FedEx Toyota.